Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
Mary Bird.
Mary Bird.
Hey, how you doing, Mary Bird?
I'm pretty good.
We've been
Not
busy.
too shabby.
We've
Super
been busy.
busy.
You've been really busy.
We've been super busy.
We've been kind of busy. So it has been fun.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some pretty cool things to talk about today.
Mm-hmm. We do. I have a surprise
Oh, boy.
thing to talk about.
Well, let's get right into it with what's new in the garden.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you recall last week, we were talking about planting irises.
We were.
And we had discussed going on a little field trip to a garden center, but bluntly, it's been so hot in the afternoons. And by the time we finish our little doodads in the morning, I'm cooked.
Yep, it's
and
hot.
So we never made it to a garden center, but Jeff went online.
He did.
And he found irises.
I did.
You did. They're gorgeous.
Cool company out of Salem, Oregon called Shriner's Garden.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And these are the irises that have the rhizomes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to send us this fall so we could plant them up.
Yeah, I think they said they send them between July, August, September, whenever they feel they're ready. And we got 6 different varieties.
We did.
Which is going to be pretty cool because they have a lot. Man, they have a lot of them.
That was astonishing, wasn't it? And such gorgeous colors.
They do. They have an enormous amount. I can tell you what we got. We got Wonders Never Cease.
Okay.
Which is a nice white one. We got August Treat.
Mm-hmm.
Sunrise Elegy.
Nope, that's not your favorite. Okay.
Coco Nino.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite's coming up. Bishop. And then my favorite, Apricot Scone.
Apricot Scone, that's
which
right.
has got a nice little orange center, and they look really cool. But it's Shriner's Gardens out of Salem, Oregon.
And what we did was we kind of selected for size. So the one that is Apricot Scones is going to only be like 7 inches tall.
We did.
That's tiny.
Yeah, we got different sizes. And man, there were pages and pages of these things. And they were actually very, very reasonable.
They were. We actually got a better price than if we had gone to
we really did. So
garden center. So
it's going to be fun. So I do have to claim up to my ignorance there. I thought there was, I was like, are they sending the irises? That's not how they come, no.
No.
And they're
You're
really
buying the rhizome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which means what?
The rhizome is the part that runs along the ground. It's like a big energy storage unit, like a bulb, but it looks like a giant big toe sticking out. And it runs pretty close to the surface of the soil, whereas a bulb, you would actually plant it mostly under the soil.
Okay.
A lot of bulbs you plant completely under. The rhizome you don't.
Oh, okay.
But it sends out roots from the rhizome. It's kind of like an energy storage thing. But, you know, if you think about rhizomes, our Bermuda grass runs with rhizomes. So it could progress and store energy along the way.
That's going to be interesting.
I think it will.
Yeah. I
was shocked at how tall some of them. And the ones that we're talking about right now are strictly the bearded iris.
Bearded. That's right. They were all bearded iris.
They were all bearded iris, which is also like a Germanica, Iris Germanica. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I would encourage you guys if you're interested to go check the site. I will tell you, we first went out there and we saw like a page and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I looked on the bottom and saw how many pages were out there and just the varieties and the sizes. And my gosh, it's an enormous amount. But the prices are just crazy. I mean, we got some for $5. I mean, it's just pretty cool.
Because we hit the sale time.
Yeah. And of course, once they come, we'll let you guys know, how they come and do all that. But we're pretty excited. I know Mary was very excited.
I am excited.
And we sat down, we picked 3 each. So
and you said choose a color that you like, but there were so many colors.
I know.
And so many combinations of colors.
It's a really cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And then you got to find somewhere to plant them when they come.
We do. They have to go in the perfect spot.
Yes. Yeah, they do because they're going to look pretty cool when they come up.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
They will. And the leaves will be quite charming after the flower has passed by. The leaves will be a nice backdrop for another flower.
Nice.
An interesting shape, you know?
I like it.
Oh, man, let's see. What else did we do in the garden? Oh, we did something pretty exciting. We've been struggling with management of our tools so that we can get to them easily and we don't use all our energy running back and forth from the front of the house to the back of the house. And also, you know, floor space in the garage has been pretty tight at times.
That's because we have a lot of stuff. Let's be honest, we have a lot of stuff.
We have a lot of stuff. Well, you get a tool for a specific project, and then you got to do something with that tool when your project is over. But I was wanting to have an ease of use experience where the tools are so handy right where I need to work with them. And to that point, we ordered a bike storage tent.
Yep.
Off of Amazon, and it came on Monday, and we set it up. It was very easy to set up.
Very easy. It's waterproof.
Yeah, it's waterproof
because it's made to be outside.
Yes, it's. It seems to be a good quality, and it got good reviews.
It did.
I can't remember the name of the company right now.
I can't. And just so you guys, when you're picturing it, like if you're thinking it's a tent, like a big, huge tent, it's really it's a little bit tall and not. It's just wide enough. I don't know how wide do you think it is? Like
it could probably fit 3 bicycles.
Yeah.
It probably is like it's not 3 feet wide.
No, it's not 3 feet.
Maybe 20. Maybe 2.5 feet.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And it's probably maybe 6 feet tall.
Oh, yeah, I bet it is 6 feet tall, but it doesn't look.
No.
You can't really notice it in the yard that strongly.
Right. And I was liking it because the last time we got one of the big, heavy plastic ones.
That did not ever manage to fulfill our needs.
No, it didn't. I mean, it was, I don't know. It was
awkward. It didn't work.
I mean, I'm sure they work great for people, but it wasn't working for us. And, at the end of the day, you have to then, when you're done with it, and what are you going to do?
Right.
And that's kind of the thing is we're trying to do things that, if it doesn't work out, then it's not like a total loss and we have to call somebody to come get it and haul it off. And, in our area too, it's so expensive. It would be expensive for us to take stuff and haul it to the dump ourselves. It's just they charge. So it's cheaper to buy one and, to hire somebody to do it. But that was and plus it took us forever to get together. It was a mess.
It was a mess.
So when Mary said, hey, I got an idea, I was like, yes. And we knocked it out in like an hour. Well, less than an hour. We put it up pretty quick. It holds the tools. It's outside.
It does. It holds the chipper shredder. It holds the spreader.
Yep.
Like if you're going to put down amendments on the lawn. It holds 2 good-sized pails that I have tools down in because I don't want the sharp parts of the tools on the bottom of the tent. It does have a bottom, which is super nice.
I mean, it is fully waterproof.
And there's actually still space.
There is.
Left over in there. And the thing of it is, I always struggle with what to do with the long-handled tools. I don't want to run back and forth to the front and the back, constantly getting another tool. But I don't have a place because they are so long. They don't fit in other storage things, but they do fit in this tent.
They do.
They do. It is so easy to get into and out of.
Pretty excited. And, we put it up. Against. We have a metal fence. We put it up against the fence, and we secured the back against the fence with some zip ties just in case. But it comes with tie downs and all the stuff. So I like it. That it looks good. It's not taking up a huge amount of room, and it's convenient. for you to get stuff too. So that has been our thing that we're on. We're on the convenience with the hoses
and the hoses have been marvelous too.
We're getting there after all these years.
5 stars for the hoses.
And I do have to say, I kind of badmouthed the Harbor Freight quick.
This is very funny.
Quick connections.
Quick connect.
And that was all on me.
Funny.
They work perfectly fine. They actually unscrewed twice. So what they do is they give you one of the connections is if your hose is broke, you can actually take that and put it into the hose. So
we didn't realize
No, we didn't realize. When you unscrew it, then you can take that piece off if you don't need it, and they work flawlessly. They're not leaking. And so, sorry, Harbor Freight.
I love it. We shop Harbor Freight a lot.
Yeah, we do. We do. And I don't want to give them a bad name. So they work great, and they were very cheap.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 2 very good things that have been happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. What else is on that list? I can't remember. I made a little list for us.
You got some onions, Egyptian walking onions.
That's my topic of the week.
I'm sorry. Holy smokes, man.
You let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Okay. Last week we talked about sprouts.
Oh, we did the sprouts. I'm not letting the cat out of the bag on that one.
That was so good. They were delicious.
You did eat them.
And I have to tell you guys, I was a little bit I was wondering if I was going to like the garbanzo bean sprouts, but they are delicious. It's like eating a crunchy little non-roasted peanut, but it has a good crunch to it. So if you have a small handful of them while you're snacking, it's very satisfying. And they taste fabulous.
Oh, well, they grew fast. I mean, they sprouted quickly. And
they should sprout like 3 to 5 days.
You were right in there eating
and
them.
then they'll last in your refrigerator for 3 or 5 days. Okay. Yeah. So they were terrific. I used the botanical interest salad mix for part of it and garbanzo beans. So, yay, 2 thumbs up. Woo! And the other thing I did this week, I sat myself down and did a detailed veggie gardening guide for myself and a plan for myself.
You did.
Every week, I read what we need to be doing in the garden, right? And I read what the plans are coming up that need to be planted for the specific season. Mm-hmm. But I inadvertently forget to plant something, or it just gets so confusing. Now I feel like I'm always behind. So I was watching this one lady, and she was describing on YouTube how she does a situation where she numbers every week of the year. And then I used graph paper, and then she'll say what the last frost date is, and she'll count back to the beginning of the year, and then she'll say what the first frost date in the fall is, and then she counts back. And so she always has a running calendar where she knows how many weeks it is before the frost is expected to hit. So what I did was I said, oh, that makes sense, And I did that on graph paper. One column is exactly the weeks of the year. The column next to it counts the weeks till you have left until the frost hits. So your first frost of the season is week 0. Mm-hmm. And then in the springtime, I'll do this in reverse order. But then you say how many weeks you have to grow things, and you could calculate with my A&M veggie planting calendar then. Mm-hmm. I went in and I looked on my A&M planting guide, and it said, okay, you could plant bush beans in August. So my week right now, I'm on week number, in the yearly plan, it's week 34.
Okay.
And before frost, I think I have 13 weeks left. So I could get the bush beans in this week. And so that goes on the note. So that's what I did for each veggie that I have a seed for. That's the other thing that took me almost a whole day. I actually sat down and went through all of our seeds.
You did.
It was a mountain of seeds.
It was.
But I've had them for a while. Maybe they won't all sprout, but you know what? We're going to really get in there and use them this year. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel very excited about.
Good.
And the Texas A&M Veggie Planting Guide can be found on the AgriLife Learn Center website. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could find out. They make it for each county in Texas.
Okay,
and you can find out where you fall in there.
There you go.
So that really did. And then you graph out the garden bed, and then you write in there what you're going to plant in it. So that's using square foot garden system, which I love.
So so you'll know what's in each at least square, right?
I'll know what's in each square. And with square foot gardening, you know how many plants you plant per square.
Okay.
So bush beans, I don't have my notes right here in front of me.
Yeah.
But I know that bush beans might go in for a certain amount of time. And when they're done and you harvest them, you could have the next thing listed farther down in your plan and know what you're putting in.
Okay.
So
look at you all organized and stuff.
Actually took
it did take you a long time.
But it was so fun.
You were very studious.
I learned a lot, and I realized I have a lot of seeds.
You did have a lot of seeds you were showing me. That's good, though. You have a lot of seed holder things, so that worked out.
Yes.
You have to use them all.
I wonder who got me one of those.
I don't know. Somebody I know.
Somebody I know.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else new?
Man, can you think of, it has been busy.
It's been busy.
We haven't stopped.
It has been really busy. No, just kind of regular maintenance stuff. And I think
just trying
to make things as easy as we can on ourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. So far, these ideas have worked out really well.
They have.
I have an old flower, an old flower pot. I say a flower pot, but it's not tiny. It's a big one. It's got to be like a 20-inch wide one. And it's in the kitchen garden. And inside that flower pot, I keep a few essential little tools, and I have a lid that goes over the top of it that's been keeping it very dry. Mm-hmm. And that has been saving me so much effort just to have it on hand.
I don't think you realize how much it just going from the garage to the backyard. It takes a lot of time, number one. But it's so much easier when everything is like right there and close. So
it's so much easier to plan. We're
getting there, Mary. We're getting there.
I'm loving it.
I am too.
It's a process.
Yes, it is definitely a process. I think every time we kind of look into kind of evaluate, and that's a good thing, just evaluate what you're doing and how can I make it easier on myself if I can. Mm-hmm. And we've tried. We're trying. We're
working on it because now we are enjoying the actual garden much more and less. At the moment it seems like a lot of effort, which I thought August would be a month off. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about that earlier this year, but it hasn't turned into a month off at all. So I learned something there.
Yeah. So you'll know next year.
I'm going to know next year.
Cool.
Plan downtime earlier in the year, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else, I bet I know what your topic is.
Jeffy,
I bet I know what your first topic is.
Mind?
I'm going to guess. What was it? Johnny Carson. The Karnak, the great Karnak is going to say Egyptian walking onions.
I did want to surprise you.
You did? I don't know what those are.
Well, we did grow a bunch of bulbing onions last year.
Yes.
And this is the time of year, we talked about this before, to plant your short day onions. Actually, it's a couple weeks late. Mm-hmm. And so I was out there, and the other problem was, one of the things that got me started on sorting out the seeds was because I grabbed my container that said onions, if you remember, and I looked through it, and there was everything in the world in there, but no onions, no onion seeds. So
I do remember that.
well, anyways, so what I decided was I was just browsing on the internet. I was looking up onions and onion sets and onion seeds and stuff like that. And what happened was I ran across something called an Egyptian walking onion.
Whoa.
They are also called tree onions or topset onions. And one lady named hers the Medusa onion.
Whoa.
Which is kind of cute, right? So they're a perennial.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly like asparagus, you want to select a place in your garden where they could live for a long time, and they will come back every year. And the botanical name for them is allium, and then it has the hybrid sign, I believe, and then proliferum.
Okay.
And that is because they are very prolific.
Nice.
So they will advance across your garden.
Oh.
That's why they're called a walking onion.
Okay.
So they kind of travel.
That's pretty cool.
They're hardy from zones 3. Oh my gosh, zone 3. That's like close to Canada, I think, to down to zone 10.
Wow.
They can be just fine in temperatures to minus 24 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, we're good then.
That's pretty crazy.
We're good.
I think we're good, yeah. And they appear to walk across your garden. So when we think of an onion, we always think of the large bulb that is going to form under the soil, and then we will harvest that big old bulb. But these onions set their little edible onion portion. Well, the whole plant is edible, but I'm going to talk first about the bulbils.
Okay.
Okay. So what they do is they'll send up a stalk during their cycle, and at the top of the stalk, where you would expect to find a large flower come out, they won't. They'll set out tiny little onions that are about 3/4 of an inch up to 1.25 inches in size. And there'll be just clusters of them, maybe, I don't know how many.
Oh, wow.
12 altogether, the 3 to 12 or more, And they get very, very heavy on the stalk, which is probably, I wrote it down. I'm sure I'll come to it pretty soon, but I would say 2 to 3 feet tall. The stalk can go up.
Okay.
And what happens is the bulbils become very, very heavy on the plant. And you would think that it would just flop over anywhere. But what I read is that the plant actually looks for a patch of bare soil. So it will turn or twist or curve until it finds that patch of bare soil to put those bulbils down to start a new plant, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the bulbils will form right on the top set. The bulbils will already form roots, and they will already start to send up another stalk of their own. So you may get multiple sets of bulbils off of one stalk, which would be very crazy.
That is, yeah. Wow.
They come in either red or white, which I don't know what variety we're getting, but I did order some. And I think that the bulbils send up the stalk around in July timeframe. They'll come up from the roots really early in the winter, and the leaves or the shoots are very tasty. They're a delicacy when they're eaten that way. And also, one of the other delicacies is when the stalk begins to shoot up and form the bulbils. It's called a scape before anything actually forms. And a lot of your higher recipes or masterful recipes will take those off and prepare them.
Okay.
Very delicious.
Nice.
A scape. Anyway, they're vigorous plants, and they're very trouble-free. They love full sun, You want to give them a permanent bed. And they're a very cool looking plant too. So if you wanted to use them in an ornamental fashion, you could do that too.
Okay.
The whole plant is edible. They're super easy to propagate if you want to move some around your yard or, give some as a gift or whatever. You can break the bulbs off and plant them and they'll grow into a plant. You could even go down to the base of your parent plant and kind of break sections apart and divide them in the spring from the base. You want to plant them 4 or 5 inches apart to get your cluster started. The one thing that I want to caution everybody about, the bulbs that are in the ground growing, they're sort of shaped more like a shallot. They're not a big one. And they are hot and spicy.
Oh, wow.
So you do want to be careful.
That's interesting.
Don't just take a big bite right out of
I've never
it.
had
I
a
wouldn't
hot and
recommend
spicy
that.
onion.
They are strong.
Huh.
I read several people talk about that.
Wow.
The leaves and the young shoots are hollow, just like your green onions are, and that's how you could use them. You could use them as a garnish. You could use them sprinkled in soups and stews and all the things like that. So in the cold weather, they're going to definitely, if you have frost or freeze, the foliage is going to die back, fall over, and look like a messy tangle. Don't worry about that. You just, at the end of winter, you'll clear that away and you'll see the young spring leaves beginning to emerge. Let me see, what else did I say? I'm looking through my notes as fast as I can. When you actually plant the bulb, it's just like planting the iris. You don't want to bury the entire bulb underground. You want to leave half above ground and half below ground. They need the sunshine. And the iris does too, to store energy, to help it grow and flower. So the ways that you could use these little onions are kind of cool, right? You could pickle the little bulbils, which might be pretty
cool,
tasty. And the thing that I want to try is you take the little onions, and they look a lot like a little pearl onion, maybe, and you batter them and you fry them like pan fry, and you could have some seasoning on it. That
sounds good.
Maybe some Tony, well, we call it Tony charcuterie, but that's not the right name. What is it?
Oh, gosh, we call
Tony
it
Catchery?
You know what? We've been calling it charcuterie so long, I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But I think some of that mixed in with your egg wash, and I think that would be delicious.
Really
We're going to put that on our menu.
Yeah.
You could use them in soups, salads, and garnishes, and that is what I have to say about the Egyptian walking onion.
I've never heard of them, and they sound pretty cool.
And the thing is, they're a perennial. I like that too.
We love our perennials.
I do love that.
It sounds like they are grown for, like chefs use them a lot. We'll have to ask our son, the chef, about these and see if he's aware of them and how they're used.
Yes.
Because the hot and spicy sounds pretty cool, actually. I bet I wonder if you pickle that, if, be kind of like a little hot and spicy little snack.
I don't know if it means very strong and hot. Like horseradish would be strong and hot, whereas we might be thinking of hot more as a jalapeno or pepper hot.
That's what I was wondering.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I think it'd be fun to try.
We're going to find out. Egyptian walking onions.
I can't wait to watch them walk across the garden.
That's going to be pretty cool. I like it. Nice job there, Mary.
Nice job. Here we go.
I like it.
We have a beautiful spot back by our asparagus, which, guys, this asparagus this year
huge.
Is
like a tree.
He is huge.
It's gigantic.
He's got to be. He is 6 feet tall.
Oh, at least.
Because he's way taller than I am.
It's huge. I'm
excited.
I mean, it's really gigantic. Yeah. It's pretty cool, but it's gigantic.
It is, and he gets no care.
No.
So the Egyptian walking onions are going to kind of go back there where they can live a happy life.
Well, we're going to Grow them and try them.
Yes. And I do want to tell people that even though they advance across your garden, or you could watch them as they move and grow in different places, if they're somewhere where you don't want them to be, they are very easy to control and no problems.
Okay.
But they're very carefree veggie.
I like it. I like it. Cool. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. Very nice.
Oh, Jeff, I'm so excited now. I get to sit back here.
You're going to sit back.
I'm going to relax.
It's time for Jeff's Corner. So, Mary, I'm going to switch it up.
Do I know? I don't know.
I'm going to switch it up on you today. We've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about hoses and fittings and I don't know. Gosh, we talk about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Today, it's going to be a little short, but I'm going to give you a nice, here you go. You ready for this? A garden poem.
Oh, well, that came out of the blue?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's a garden poem by Marie Nettleton Carroll. It's called Garden Magic. And it goes like this, Mary. This is the garden's magic, that through the sunny hours, the gardener who tends it himself outgrows his flowers. He grows by gift of patience, since he who sows must know that only in the Lord's good time does any seedling grow. He learns from buds unfolding, from each tight leaf unfurled, that his own heart expanding is one with all the world. He bears his head to sunshine, his bending back a sign of grace, and every shower becomes his sacramental wine. And when at last his labors bring forth the very stuff and substance of all beauty, this is reward enough. There you go.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
Garden Magic by Marie Nettleton Carroll.
It's so true.
Yes, I thought it was kind of, I switched it. I got to keep you guessing.
Well,
it is just no fun if you know what I'm doing.
That was beautiful.
There you
Jeffy,
go. There you go.
Lovely.
That was Jeff's Corner.
It's so true.
It is. It was. I thought it was a really cool poem.
Mm-hmm.
I like poetry, and I thought that was going to be pretty cool. I'm a Walt Whitman guy, just so we know.
Oh, okay.
Leaves of Grass.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. But this was very nice.
Beautiful.
Yes. All right.
And it does. A garden really does grow the person.
It does. It does. So, woo, got you speechless over there.
You do.
I like it.
I applaud you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. What
do you happen to know when the poem was written?
I don't know. I actually don't know when that one was written.
We'll look it up.
I think it could be, or it's probably early 20th century, I believe, is what I'm going to say.
Delightful.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I know you have another topic for us.
I do.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I've got it written here on my page, but I'm going to give it to you, Mary. How many times have I done that? I've done that a lot. All right. Over to you for your next topic, Mary.
Well, as everyone knows, we're getting ready to redo one of our garden beds that has just run amok. It's just, that's all I could say. It's run amok. And we want to go with like a Texas Southwest flavor, sort of. And so one of the plants that Jeff really likes that we have tried to grow before is called the Sotol.
Mm-hmm.
It's a super interesting plant, and it grows in a rosette form. The leaves are quite thin, and some people describe them as serrated, or some people describe them as having a tooth or like a little prickle along the edges. But they come up and they arch outward in a rosette form. And the nice thing about this plant is that it will bloom. So it might bloom every 2 to 3 years, but it doesn't bloom and die the way an agave does. It's actually not in the agave family at all. So it'll bloom every 2 to 3 years over time before it eventually reaches the end of its lifespan. I didn't find anybody that says how many years that would be. And I know the Sotol that grow around us have been there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So we love this plant for its beauty. And we love this plant for its bloom.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing of it is it has been described as being in the asparagus family, but I did have some other descriptions that say it's in the bear grass family.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. So the family part about it is, I think it depends a little bit on who you're researching from.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to look that up. The interesting thing is that the Sotol has been a very important plant throughout the history of Texas and the Southwest.
Mm-hmm. That's right, yes.
And archaeologists have, they have been studying our area, and they have discovered that Sotol has been used back even as far as 4,000 BCE. So the native peoples would go into the desert and they would harvest the Sotol heart of the plant, and they used it for foodstuffs. And they were eaten raw. You can eat it raw. If you could manage to get to it, you have to whack off all the prickly parts, and that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And also, what the archaeologists discovered that was interesting is that the people would build these pits where they roasted things and the pits were called middens.
Mm-hmm.
And inside they found evidence of the roasted Sotol, and they would do that so that they could caramelize the sugar and get it to be really sweet, delicious food to eat, And the other thing is that as you peel away the leaves, it forms a cup shape or a ladle shape. And so the early peoples would use that to their advantage as well. Yeah. And you could eat the bottoms. It's sort of like a artichoke, similar to an artichoke leaf or bract. Well, in the 1600s, I was interested to learn that there were lots of tribes here in Southwest Texas that would, they use the Sotol for their food source. It was very, they traveled and they would hunt it out. I guess they would have a day or a work party or whatever to gather it because it grows a lot here.
Right.
Anyways, the other thing that they began to discover that they did with it is that they would roast it, and then they would grind it and dry it and make a flour substance with it. And they would mix that with nuts and fruits and pack it all together like we would a scone, like your favorite. Okay. And they would make ash cakes.
Wow.
Which they could then carry with them. That was a very good energy source while they went into the winter. Maybe they wouldn't have as much to eat, or they traveled somewhere where they couldn't get a lot. And I do imagine that the raw Sotol probably provided them with some hydration too, But I think it's a lot of carbs and sort of pithy is what it was described as. But anyway, the native peoples have long used this plant for mats, sandals, baskets, rope. They had an exact process that they would go through to release the fibers so they could be used for all types of hardy wearing things. And this plant loves the heat. It's evergreen, and it doesn't want to grow in an area that has standing water. This is one of those plants you need to kind of build your soil up and put it where it's fast draining.
Okay. I think maybe the one we had was in an area when it rained a lot. We got a lot of water back there. It's probably what was his demise.
And also, he may not have gotten enough sun.
I don't think he got enough sun. I think I don't think he got enough sun. So we've learned.
We have learned.
But they're cool. They're very cool plants.
They're beautiful, right? Well, the fun thing about them is I talked about the flower, and this is the thing that Jeff loves. It shoots up a stalk, maybe 15 to 20 feet in the air, and the flower's pretty long lasting. And so it will bloom, and the bees and the butterflies and the hummingbirds just love this.
It's just if you've never seen one, they're crazy. I mean, you look at it, it's this plant that's kind of like a cactusy kind of plant. And then it's got this huge shoot going in from the middle of it, way up in the air. It's a really cool plant, though. Mm-hmm. We're getting one.
We are. We're putting it in that garden.
There you go.
Definitely. The last thing that I was going to talk a little bit about is that, of course, as in all cultures, they discovered a way to make an alcoholic beverage.
They did.
Out of the Sotol. It is. Some people describe it as Sotol mezcal, but it's not a mezcal. But it is an alcoholic beverage, and as far back as 1,000 years ago, archaeologists began to discover where they had this alcoholic beverage and used it in their lives,
right?
But it's kind of cool that the archaeologists could really go in there and they could discover. I don't know how they stored it, if they discovered it in baked.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they
that.
They did. They created the fermented. It was fermented, fermented beverage back then.
Yes.
I don't know how they found that, but they did find it.
Well, as I was hunting around, we have a distillery here close to where we live in Johnson City, actually, called Desert Door Distillery, and they sell this alcoholic beverage. Anyways, they say it's one of the purest spirits that you could buy because it simply uses the Sotol water and sugar, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it's said to have a really big punch to it. So
it is. We actually have a bottle. I don't think we've.
The bottles are gorgeous.
The bottles, it's a beautiful blue bottle. But we definitely need to. I think I've tasted it. It is a little strong, but I think we need to kind of look at maybe some recipes with it and see how it tastes. But it's great. It's got no added sugar, no artificial flavor, color, or anything like that. Now they'll say that you can sip it straight, but I will tell you, it's pretty. Believe it or not, we
tried that with a different variety.
It is pretty darn strong. But yeah, the distillery is called Desert Door, and they have the Texas Sotol, which is pretty cool. We tried it. I think we were at a store and they had a display there.
That's right.
And then I said, yeah, I'll buy one. But I didn't realize. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting it to be strong like that. But it's pretty cool. It's definitely a very unique niche kind of a alcoholic drink. Yeah.
Well, Jeff and I had talked about having a little beverage while we were up here doing our podcast with you, which we may try to do next time.
We may, yeah.
However, we simply ran out of time.
We did.
We just didn't. We've been busy.
I think next week might be a good time. We'll make give us a chance to look at some of the cocktails you can make with it. You can make, they have some cool stuff. You can make a margarita and you can make a ton of stuff with it. So we'll try something and report back.
Well, I think we'll put that on our coming up next week.
Absolutely. The Sotol plant, it's really cool. Really cool.
I do have one other thing to talk about while we're talking about things that give you quite a punch. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but Jeff harvested some of his jalapeno peppers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we did. Yeah, we talked about how I put them in the frying pan with a hamburger. They were pretty pretty good. I loved them.
Was
yeah,
crazy.
They're great. You slice them up, you leave the seeds in them, and let them fry with like a burger or whatever you're having. Oh man, they're great. They are definitely have some heat on them, though.
You've done it twice now, so
they did. And then we had. It was funny because we have one of our sons that lives in Florida. They were harvesting. What were they? Did they have
Carolina Reaper?
And so we had him on a FaceTime call and licked it. Just put his tongue on it.
Put his tongue on it,
and the heat was unbelievable. So
his eyes started watering. He started sweating.
It's crazy how hot those peppers can get. I mean, I didn't think they were, and he's good at taking heat. It got him. So
we'll have to look up the Scoville heat index.
Yes, absolutely. So there you are. What else?
Kiddos, I think I have reached the end of what I was.
Are you sure? Let me look on my list of my paper here, and so I don't want to steal your thunder again. Well, if we're done with that, what do we have for next week, Mary?
Well, according to my lovely planned out calendar, which I'm excited about, we got some dirt that I brought in so we could fluff up some of our raised garden beds. Happy Frog, which I like to use. And so I'm going to fill those garden beds. They're boxes that are raised up on legs, and I moved them in the kitchen garden because we never could keep them watered enough, and I never could get anything to grow in them. But now they're going to be close to the fence, so all we have to do is just peek over the fence at them and water and pick whatever we want. I think it's going to work out good. But this coming week, we have carrots, beets, and chard to go into our garden.
More chard, huh?
More chard.
Okay.
Well, you can plant 4 to a square, so I'm just doing 1 square at a time. So that's not a lot.
No, it wasn't a negative. I remember the chard we had. They were big.
Yeah, they were huge.
They were big ones. Okay.
And that is currently where we are.
Well, very good. Do you have anything else before we...
The beets, I will tell you next time we meet up together what I planted. I have 3 or 4 varieties down there right now.
Okay.
And our daughter brought us back a special package of beets seeds when she went on a trip to California.
Okay.
So maybe we'll try some of those.
Very good.
I believe I am fresh out of things.
You can't be out of things.
Not out of things. Oh. Well, do you remember that we said all along, August is going to be so hot. I think that we should plan for a chill, serene down month. And then all of a sudden, everything went out.
Yeah, it got crazy.
Crazy. It's like, it's time to do this. It's time to do that. You have to get this in. So Jeff and I were having a discussion, and a lot of times families like to do what they call a staycation. And what they do is they try to look around their community and see what types of things are fun to go out and do while you stay at your own home. But we want to do that in reverse. We want to have a garden staycation and plan how you could thoroughly enjoy your garden and be in the garden, not working on the garden, for 3 or 4 days for the upcoming week. And we thought it would make a very fun podcast if we describe our ideas and kind of discuss whether they worked out or whether they didn't.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to give it a shot.
We're going to give it a shot.
And it should be fun.
And to that end, I did pick up a mosquito barrier little thing because we do have mosquitoes. This year has been a little bit rainier. I think that's contributed to a bit more mosquito difficulty.
I think so.
So I'm going to give that a try in the upcoming week, and I'll report back whether that was a good thing or not.
Beautiful. And I always like a nice staycation.
A staycation.
Well, awesome.
I'm really excited about it.
It's going to be fun.
I think we're going to come up with some good ideas.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know how that all works out.
And of course, we're going to have our lovely Sotol cocktail while we describe it.
As we speak, I'm looking at some, and they look pretty cool. We'll have to pick one, see what we like.
Well, I hope all of our listeners find fun things to do now that we're at the end. Well, we're headed into the end of our good hot weather. So I wish you best all happy gardening.
Absolutely. And as always, we appreciate you guys joining us here. And we hope you stick with us and hear how this staycation goes.
A staycation. Will it pan out?
I think it will. Well, until next time, hope to see you right back here. Happy gardening. And we hope to see you back here at Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. Bye.